busy. Some niggas might have told I ain't fold, so evidently they couldn't come and get me.
I'm gonna tell you a little secret that nobody else is gonna tell you about independent media. But first of all, let's talk about something about mainstream media, which independent media loves to talk about, right? You ever notice, and this was a big joke back in the day, still a thing, the classic shot of a lady on the evening news talking about something devastating like a hurricane, and she would be there like, breaking news, 100 people have died in the latest hurricane, and it's just absolutely devastating. And you're just like, lady, what you smiling about? You talk about people dying and you look like you happy. What's going on? And the comment is, they don't really care, right? It's all about ratings, right? They're getting a check. These especially these big anchors are making millions of dollars. They're living the life. None of this stuff matters, man. If there's a big hurricane or something, they could go and live in their other home in another state, maybe in another country. If you go to war, they're good. So of course they're smiling, right? But here's the thing, what independent media isn't gonna tell you. They do the same goddamn thing. Have you noticed? Pay attention. I want you to watch the next video that you see from independent media folks. And not just a video. Listen to them talk about what Trump is doing to the country, right? The devastation and you know, democracy is over, and this whole scandal with Elon Musk and how he's destroying the country and whatever. Listen to them talk about these things, that if you just ignore the expression on their faces and everything and just focus on the content, the words that they're saying, they will be speaking about things that have serious consequences. Now, you, the audience, you're not smiling, right? Most of you guys are not smiling when you're watching these left-wing channels, these right-wing channels, especially the channels that are doing well right now. I think right now, from what I'm seeing, it looks like a lot of the left-wing channels finally are having their day after being dragged by the entire right-wing media for a long time, where right-wing media was always doing so well, even though they would tell you the opposite. It's just so insane, like reality doesn't matter. They were dominating, I mean, just absolutely destroying everyone else, and at the same time complaining and saying they're getting censored or whatever. And it's annoying because back when they were dominating, they denied it, and now that left-wing media is actually doing the way they were pretending they were, now it's going to make their argument even stronger, right? Because now some semblance of that is actually true. So it's just super annoying, man. But anyway, right now, a lot of left-wing channels, Adam Mockler, Kyle Kulinski, Humanist Report, I believe, but a lot of these left-wing channels are finally blossoming. The subscribers are coming in, therefore the money is coming in, right? So financially, they are doing great. So I want you to look at the expression on their faces and tell me it's not the same thing like that news forecaster talking about the hurricane, and she seems like she's so happy about it. Look at their faces, man. Look at the joy. It's hard for them to hide how happy they are. And it's not just that. And I'm not saying you got to be all angry and depressed, but just like it would be inappropriate to be smiling while you're talking about people, you know, dying in a hurricane, I don't think there's anything funny. Like Trump, for example, there's nothing funny about Trump, right? Listen to what they say about Trump and what he's doing to the country, and they'll tell you stuff like decades worth of damage. I'll agree with a lot of what they're saying in terms of the severity, but if that's the case, what the fuck are you smiling about? Like, how can you be talking about such a devastating consequence to the country, and you just like, it's like you could just see them as soon as they get off camera, they're just like ha 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 ha, and it's just like, that's to tell you how unserious they are, right? They don't really care about what Trump is doing to the country. They don't care about what the Republicans are doing to the country because they don't need to care. They are doing very well. They got a lot of money coming in. They don't have to worry about healthcare. They don't have to worry about paying their rent. They don't have to worry about paying their mortgage. Not that they don't have any needs at all, but I mean, generally speaking, these guys are now elites. They are now capitalist elites. in spite of what they may want to tell you about, oh, capitalism is bad and that's how capitalism works. They are capitalists, right? They are in this business for profit, right? And their survival is based on maximizing profit and also minimizing costs, right? The very stuff they complain about, all these mean corporations, what do you think they're doing? Why do you think sometimes for those of you guys that aren't just partisan tribalists who are actually paying attention, why do you think there's so many times that they put out stuff that's incorrect? Love talk about right-wing media, and you should, because right-wing media does a lot of lying and misinformation, but let's talk about how much misinformation they put out. Why do you think that happens? Because it costs money. They have the money to spend, but they're not willing to. They have the same greed as the corporations they complain about, right? They could easily be totally fine and living a luxury life, all the while having a small staff of people, somebody that vets the stories, somebody that does research to know what you're talking about, but they don't do it. Even Breaking Point sometimes, and they're bigger, they have more money, they're more structured, and even them, sometimes they report on stuff and it's like they're talking about stuff they don't know anything about, and you have a big channel with millions of subscribers, so you have access. Listen, man, let me tell you, I had a YouTube channel with just 3,000 subscribers, and I was able to get in direct contact with major global corporations by just reaching out to them and have the right approach. If I could do that, if I could reach out to global corporations at 3,000 subscribers, I mean, mind you, that was like maybe 15 years ago or something like that, but still, if I could do that, what do you think Breaking Points can do? What do you think all of these left-wing channels, right-wing, of course, but we're not talking about them right now, what do you think they could do, right? If they're talking about something that's aviation related, something that's military related, something that is finance related, they have the ability to pay someone. Actually, they could get a lot of people to come on for free. They have the ability to get somebody, a resource, to come on and speak to them or inform them or whatever it is, but that would cost them more money, and the greed that they have pushes them to no. Even though I'll be doing great either way, I want to maximize my profit, so I'm just gonna lazily jump on camera and say, oh, this and that and this thing, and Elon Musk did something, and then you do some light investigation and you find out what the hell you're talking about, or they talk about something regarding finance or investing or something, and it's just like, you know what you're talking about maybe they talk about some crypto thing, and you listen to them like, these guys don't know anything about crypto, what are you talking about, right? But again, capitalist, right? They're capitalists, right? So the focus is minimizing their costs and maximizing their profits, right? And they're doing very good at that. Their costs are very, very low, right? And their profits right now are very, very high, which is why they are smiling in their videos as they tell you about Trump is destroying the country and the democracy. It's going to be the end of democracy, and there's going to be decades before we can do, and the health care, and they don't care. They don't give a rat's ass. It's you guys that care, the audience that cares, because you're the one that has to deal with the consequences. You're working a regular job. You have a boss that you have to deal with. Your boss is an asshole, right? The company, oh, we're doing cutbacks, and then they no days notice. You're the one that has to deal with the mess. Independent media, they ain't gotta worry about it. They're working. They could move. Worst case scenario, if things go really crazy, they could all move to the cheapest part of the country, right? And they'll be making the same money. So you have, let's say you have a YouTuber, full-time left-wing independent YouTuber that is living in a place like New York. New York, how much are the rents in New York? New York rents $2,400, $3,000 a month. So if you're making enough money to afford that kind of rent off of YouTube, what happens when you move to a place like Florida or the Midwest? Like, they don't have the worries that we do, right? You guys are the ones that can't just pick up and move. Maybe your job is based on where you live. You're connected with your family. There's so many different things going on. You don't have the mobility to just pick up and leave the country if you want and just be broadcasting and all the money coming in. So of course they're happy, right? So when you watch the videos, I'm telling you, when you watch the next independent left-wing media video, and not just a video, when they're talking about something really bad that Trump is doing or any corruption, even like the latest thing with Elon Musk and whatever going back and forth, look at them giggling and laughing. They think it's all funny and, oh, disagreed. Oh, MAGA's going to war. I mean, ain't nothing funny about it. Ain't entertaining about destroying our country. It's nothing funny about the amount of people's lives that have been lost because of the garbage that Elon Musk and Donald Trump are doing. All that food that was left to rot, all the people, the poor, struggling people that the food was for, all of the healthcare that was cut off because of the programs that was shut down under the guise of, oh, we're cutting fraud and waste. Death and destruction, right? And these YouTubers are online, smiling. Oh, Elon, look what Elon Musk is doing. Yeah, oh, the war. I'm getting my popcorn. Now, don't get me wrong. I understand that their audiences want some level of entertainment. Unfortunately, news media in this country is really too much about entertainment. And I'm not saying you don't make your content to be somewhat entertaining for your audience. That's fine. But what I am saying though is it's not just about entertainment. Like, they are really, really happy. Right now, you look at a lot of them, and listen, man, I know a lot of people are going to misconstrue a lot of what I'm saying, because even look at me in particular. Like, I'm having a really, really tough time, right? But yet you will see me smiling. You will see me having a good time or whatever, taking things in the best that I can, day by day, whatever the expression I'm looking for. However, I do that, and I also don't smile about stuff that's really, really nothing to laugh about. Like, you won't see me making a video talking about, oh, have you ever heard me say anything about, oh, I'm getting my popcorn, oh, I'm gonna, like this is a soap opera. It's not a soap opera. These are our lives. This is the country. This is the future of our children and our children's children, right? This is serious stuff. And then unfortunately, the guys who will have a serious tone, and then it's fake. Right, then you have the guys with the fake outrage. They'll but I guess at least they have the self awareness to at least pretend to be upset. Oh, Joe Biden is destroying this country, and I can't believe this, and like those fake guys. Anyway, like I said, take a look at the next video, and I want you to make an assessment of your favorite left-wing independent media YouTuber. When they're talking about some devastating things, I want you to ignore what they're saying, because that's going to connect with your emotions or whatever it is, and just focus on their faces, right? And then contrast how devastating what they're talking about is with how they look. And try to see if you can see the signs of someone who is just so, like, I think, let me give you a clue. Imagine that, let's see. Imagine that there's this woman that you've been really attracted to for a long time, and you're so excited, and you're hoping, you're like dreaming about this person, and one day you get up the nerve to go and ask them out, and you weren't expecting anything. You were expecting them to turn you down because they look really, really good. You figure they're outside of your league, right? And then the person says yes. Oh my goodness. And you're on cloud 9. But that's your own internal personal thing, right? That's in your head. So you may be at work, you might be talking to other people, and they don't know what you know. So inside, you just want to dance, and you're like, and she said yes, but it's not appropriate at the moment. So you're just doing your normal thing, but if people pay close attention, they could just see it on your face, an extra little grin, and it's like it's in you, like, Look, that's exactly what I'm talking about. Look at your favorite left-wing YouTuber and see if you can see exactly what I'm talking about. Anyway, this is the Debate Me channel. Debate in the comment section below. Click on the like button, subscribe, smash that bell. Be well, and I'm out. Maybe if I smiled more, I'd get more views.